This special presentation was produced in high definition by WEDU, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota.
Ways to play. One if you're tough enough, one if you're old enough. Caregivers for people, for animals. In this volume of a Gulf Coast Journal.
This WEDU production is exclusively brought to you through a generous grant from the Gulf Coast Community Foundation of Venice, building strong communities through leadership, partnership, and endowed philanthropy.
Dear Journal. Dear Journal, there is a lesson that we've learned from our great literature, including the Bible. The lesson that it is the hard times that make us. It's the hard times that make us better. Well, that's an easy lesson to read, but not as easy to live. I'd like you to meet a doctor here on the Gulf Coast who lives it.
Okay.
A routine checkup, a task Dr. Bernie Feinberg has performed thousands of times in his professional life.
A deep breath and hold your breath.
A task he once took for granted.
Hi, Bernie.
Hey, Dean, how you doing?
But not anymore. Not since this doctor became a patient.
I just was getting progressively slower, and I wasn't sure why that was. I didn't know whether I had problems with my muscles or with my nerves. And being a doctor, I ignored everything for as long as I possibly could until I began having tremor.
Right in front, all the way in front.
Tremor, stiffness, loss of balance, all symptoms of Parkinson's. Bernie was diagnosed 6 years ago.
The first time I noticed something was when I needed him to sign some papers. I gave them to him and I stood there and I waited and I waited and I waited. I thought, what's going on?
Gradually, Bernie found himself living in a body that didn't always obey his commands, a disease for which there is no cure.
I like to say I have 3 speeds: slow, slower, and stop. It took over 20 minutes for me to change from street clothes into what I'm wearing now.
There are days that are tough and you can get really down, and then you just reset, because you're going to miss the good stuff if you don't. You want to go for a walk, honey?
Missing the good stuff.
Whoa!
A concern of Bernie's, too.
I tried to fight back, and I must admit I didn't do a particularly good job of it.
Then serendipity intervened in the form of a gift, a massage session.
I'm a left brain, skeptical, prove it to me physician. I'm not one to jump on bandwagons. It's got to be proven out. And the therapist asked me if I would mind if she has some training in neuromuscular massage, and could she try it.
And for the first time in years, the tremors stopped.
It lasted about 24, 36 hours. But it did last, and it was miraculous. With that, I said, maybe there's something to this alternative medicine business I need to look into.
The disease hasn't affected Bernie's memory or thought process, but maybe, just maybe, it made things a little clearer for this left-brained physician.
I got referral to a yoga studio and did that for about a year and a little bit. That helped with flexibility. It helped with the balance.
He began trying other alternative activities. activities other left-brainers might scoff and some Parkinson's patients might never consider.
And then most recently I've taken up boxing, and that's been a very good experience in terms of balance, general physical conditioning, flexibility, and it's fun too.
And then an epiphany. If it worked for him,
There's a jab.
couldn't it work for other patients too?
There's a jab. He took the ball and ran with it. He has helped set up this entire program so that we have so many things that are available that are really not available anywhere else.
Bring to the center, all the way to go to the left.
Programs like Tai Chi, water exercise, art therapy, even ballroom dancing, all under one roof at Sarasota Memorial's Healthplex.
So if I'm standing here with my partner holding her hands and I'm just changing my weight back and forth and she's following me, we're actually dancing.
The thought of dancing, a daunting challenge for some patients, but not John Barron.
I've been classified as hopeless.
You've been classified as hopeless? We can fix that.
He has 5 left feet.
I have 5 left feet. So the whole story on this is, if we decided my klutziness is due to my Parkinson or from just being klutzy.
The activities can't cure klutziness or Parkinson's, but they can help agility and attitude.
So welcome everybody to our Monday Healing Arts Studio.
The first class we did string painting, where we had a string that we dipped in black ink and rubbed it over the page and then did with it what we wanted. He had never done anything of that sort at all. Had a wonderful time.
What do you see, John?
I see that my string is lost in the middle. If I had known that we were doing this, I would have brought my artwork in with me. I do have a portfolio of 2.
Of 2.
Often their spouse will chime in and say that their attitude and their mood has been better, which I think is also important, that other person, that caregiver, has to be involved, and when that other person notices that there's some brightness, that somebody has improved and they feel more active and with it, then I think it's very important.
No one knows that better than the doctor turned patient.
I want them to take back their lives. To me, that's the bottom line. The Parkinson can run you, or you can run the Parkinsons. And only you can make that decision.
It's clear Bernie Feinberg has made his.
I heard a quote a couple of weeks ago, and it's that man plans and God laughs. So take it with a grain of salt and just press on.
Okay, Tex, here we go again. Good boy.
And most importantly, don't miss the good stuff.